What's up, guys? Chris from Good Till Canceled here. And today we're going to be talking about the differences between a traditional 401k and a Roth 401k. Many of you are probably familiar with 401k just through your employer, but may not understand exactly how they work, what the limits are, or what other options are available to you. So hopefully today this video will help and touch on a couple other options and clear things up for you. So a traditional 401k is a defined contribution plan. It's a retirement plan, obviously. And as employees, you're limited and defined in how much you can actually contribute. And you're also going to be responsible for making the investment decisions. Whereas your employer is going to be responsible for the administration of the plan and also any employer matches or contributions that they're going to make on your behalf. On a side note, if your employer does match contributions, please try to contribute up to whatever they're matching. So, for example, if your employer is going to match up to 5%, please try to contribute at least 5% to that plan, because that's like making 100% on your money over a very short period of time, which everyone really wants to try to do. So, off side note, in a traditional 401k, participants are going to make their contributions on a pre-tax basis and pay taxes when they're actually withdrawing the funds. The contribution limits for 401k in 2021, and this changes from year to year usually. Before 2021, that contribution limit is going to be 19,500 for individuals younger than 50. For people older than 50, you're allowed to contribute an extra $6,500 for a total of $26,000. That's just employee contributions. Employee and employer contributions can go all the way up to $58,000, and individual employees that are older than 50 still have that same $6,500 that they can add on to it. The only caveat with this is that the maximum you can contribute between an employee and an employer is 100% of your salary, or that 58,000 plus or minus plus the 6,500 if you're older than 50. So if you earn less than that amount, that's the most you contribute, is 100% of your salary. There are no income limitations for participation in a 401k, although if you earn a very high salary, you could be subject to more stringent contribution limits because you may be considered a highly compensated employee, and there's some other rules around that. So if you have questions, please feel free to reach out. You will be required to take withdrawals after the age of 72. These are called required minimum distributions, but you're actually allowed to take withdrawals anytime after 59 and a half or when you retire. If you do take money out before 59 and a half, which is something that we generally recommend against, you will have to pay income taxes plus a 10% penalty on top of that. So kind of taking a big ding there, and something that we try to help people avoid from doing. So that's a traditional 401k. Roth 401k, probably less familiar with, although there's a good chance that it's probably available to you. As of 2018, there was a report in CNBC that said 7 out of 10 employers were actually offering a Roth 401k option for their employees. So it's a pretty big benefit. It's pretty nice plan to have especially if you're a younger employee who expects to be in a higher tax bracket down the road, and something we generally recommend people take advantage of. There is no income limit similar to traditional 401k. With Roth, and contribution limits are exactly the same as what we talked about with the traditional 401k. The big main difference is that you're going to be paying income, Social Security, and other applicable taxes up front, and then when you take the withdrawals from the 401k, those are all going to be tax-free. So earnings and contributions, you're going to be able to take out tax-free, no taxes paid once those come out. So that's a pretty nice benefit. If your employer does match contributions and you're using a Roth 401k, those contributions will be treated similarly as a traditional 401k. So when the contributions come out that your employer made on your behalf, you will have to pay taxes on those. But still, that's a very big benefit that you're receiving from both the Roth option that you're contributing to, and then also the 100% kind of match that your employer is going to be giving you in the traditional account. No taxes are going to be due, like I said, on your withdrawals from your 401k in retirement. But you will have to actually start withdrawing those funds the same as the traditional 401k when you turn 72 and a half or 72. And those are going to be required minimum distributions, although you can start withdrawing funds once you turn age 59 and a half, again, similarly as the traditional 401k. One caveat with the Roth 401k is that the account had to have been opened for at least 5 years. Technically, it's 5 years from the first contribution that you made. So that's just something that you need to be careful of. So an example would be, let's say you're 60 years old and you start contributing to a Roth 401k and you want to start taking money out. If that hasn't been open for at least 5 years, you're going to be taxed you're going to have that extra 10% penalty taxed on top, even though that you're over 59 and a half. So that's just an added caveat that you have to be careful of, to make sure that your account's been open or your first contribution was at least 5 years before you actually start taking withdrawals and you're over 59 and a half. So that about covers the differences between a traditional 401k and a Roth 401k. Both types of 401ks also offer loans or hardship withdrawals. So we'll probably cover that in more detail in other videos, but hopefully this gave you a good high level overview of the differences between a traditional 401k and a Roth 401k. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out or call an advisor that you trust and get those questions answered. So thanks. Bye.